Hello everybody, Cooking with Jacob here. Today I'm going to be making some amazing oxtail, the way my family makes it. Let's get to it. Alright, so I already washed my oxtail with apple cider vinegar, and now I'm going to show you how to trim off the fat. I'm going to trim off the fat for my oxtail. Cut it off. And as you can see, next to no meat was cut off. Just a little piece here. So I'll cut this. Let me add these into here. Now it's time to add my seasonings and my sauces. So first I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce. And just to prove that I am saying it correctly,
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. So I am saying it correctly. All of this is about 2 tablespoons. So next I will be adding my store-bought oxtail marinade. And if you don't have oxtail marinade, do not worry, you can use soy sauce. My spice blend, I have chili flakes, Herbs de Provence, oxtail seasoning, sage, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, and parsley. Alright, so let me just mix this all in. Oh, and cayenne pepper. Almost forgot. Did add some cayenne pepper. I'm going to add my seasoning blend to the oxtail. And if you don't have oxtail seasoning, you could use Adobo all-purpose seasoning or just salt. Okay. Next, I'm going to add my green seasonings. So I have garlic, red onion, celery, scallion, green bell pepper, and thyme. So in my marta, I have some pimento seeds, otherwise known as allspice. And I'm going to give them a quick crush. Some of them can still be whole, but you do want at least 1/3 of them or half of them to be crushed. Now it's time to add that. And let's mix it in. Make sure we get under there. Make sure everything is mixed in. It smells so good. It's gonna taste even better. The meat is completely covered with seasoning. As you can see, it soaked up most of the seasoning. I'm going to let this marinate for 2 hours, but if you would like to, you could let this marinate for longer or overnight. So it's been 2 hours. My oxtail has finished marinating, and I have my skillet right here. I'm going to put some oil in here, and I'm going to let it heat up. Alright, so while my oil is heating up, I'm going to take off all the green seasonings and get my oxtail prepared for braising. Now I'm going to braise the oxtails. So now I'm going to put the oxtail. Now I'm not frying it, I'm actually just braising it to get that, just get a little bit of color and a little bit of crispiness on it. Okay, so now I'm going to put my braised oxtail into my roasting pan. So my oxtail is finished braising. Now I'm gonna saute my seasoning in the same skillet. See, all my seasoning is soaking up all the juices from the beef. Now I'm gonna add some beef stock. I don't think all of it's gonna fit. So now my beef stock and my seasoning have come to a boil, and I'm going to add it to my oxtail. Pour it all on there. Make sure your meat is fully covered with the liquid, and if it is not, you can add a little bit of warm water on top to make sure it is fully covered. But now, I'm going to put my oxtail into the oven at 350 degrees for 2.5 hours, and then we're going to come back and check on it. It's been 2.5 hours, and now I'm going to grab the oxtail from the oven. Ooh. Now doesn't that look good? Alright, so time to add my butter beans, but first let me just make a little space in the middle. Alright, let me add my butter beans now. So I'm adding 2 cans of butter beans along with the juices. Now I'm going to add some ketchup. Add some ketchup in the middle. Now it's time for a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce. Now some butter. Now let me mix it in. Just taste a little bit of the gravy. That's pretty good. I could add a little bit of adobo and cayenne pepper though, to add a little bit more of a kick to it. That's about it. And a little bit of adobo. So I put the lid back on, and now I'm going to return this to the oven for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Alright, now let's take a look at this. Ooh, that looks good. Mix it up a little bit. Doesn't that look good? The consistency. Show you how nice, tender, and juicy this is. Just tear a piece off right now. Oop, that's the bone. Show you how juicy it is by biting it. So tender, juicy, lots and lots of flavor. That is good.